The door policy, I can't speak for what it was last year, but when I came to Jersey Village and I was reviewing our safety plan and the district safety plan, I looked at what are the access points that we were currently using on our campus and got some feedback from our staff members and realized that we were leaving multiple doors open throughout the building throughout the day. And that doesn't go along with the campus and or the district safety plan, which talks about limited access points. In order for us to be able to do our best, no guarantees, but in order to supervise or monitor who's coming in and out of our building, we had to limit those access points because we don't have staff for the 57 or 60 doors that we have in the exterior of our building. And so we went and did the ones where most people would come in, which is the front of the building, which is where they come in throughout the day, and then the back of the building where our buses drop off. As far as changing the time that we did, it came that I was, when I came, it looked like from the custodial staff that they were opening the building at 6 a.m., which is when they come on duty, and they were opening up the building, so students were entering our building as early as 6 a.m. However, our staff as a whole is not required to be here until 7:05. So to have upwards of 1,000 students roaming our building without supervision or without any adults here to just check in with, that created a safety concern, really for all involved. And so we changed that time to 6:50 and then adjusted the assistant principal's arrival time so that they arrive at 6:50 as well, so that when we let students in the building, we also have adult supervision here so that if there is a need or a concern, there's someone here to help. I believe we're taking steps. And I think that what's challenging for all of us is in a school community, we operate off an understanding where we think we know everybody and we know each other, and we'd like to do that. We'd like to create a community where we do have that level of familiarity with one another, but realistically, in a school this size that covers the geography that it covers, plus the 3,700 people that are assigned to come here every day, we can't. So we have to create some systems that allow us to recognize that those are here belong to it. So for example, ID badges, limited access points, clear backpacks, all of those things create an understanding amongst our community so that someone who is here following those rules, we have reasonable belief that they belong here and they feel like they belong here. Whereas you can quickly realize someone who doesn't belong here when they don't follow those things and they're trying to access from different places.
Okay. So when you brought up your, change, like how you wanted to limit the entrance points, how did your staff respond to that?
Actually, it was feedback that was coming from the staff as well. So it wasn't just me coming in. So there were safety surveys done last year that students participated in, that staff participated in. I sat down with staff members throughout the summer and gave them an opportunity to give me feedback about Jersey Village. And one of the things that came up was the number of students that were in and around the halls at unstructured times, before school, after school, and of course, sometimes during class. And so we looked at how do we create plans to get you where you need to be and make sure that you are getting the protection that you might not want, but that's needed in our school.
Okay, so then how are the students responding to this?
I think in the beginning there were some student concerns that were brought forward, but we worked through most of those. So I don't get a lot of feedback directly from students. I have been meeting with students on Fridays and giving them the opportunity to share things with me about the school, and that has not been something that's come up. We've talked about some other things, but that hasn't been one of them. So once we worked through late arrival students, or students who had off-campus activities first period, so we had to work through how they would get into the building because that was a concern of theirs. Handful of parents concerned about their students having to stand out front in the mornings before 6:50, but my pushback to that is we can't provide supervision all day, every day.
How do you think this is benefiting the school?
I think it's creating common understandings and common language for our students and our staff. If we know what to expect from one another, then we're going to perform better and we're going to do better. If everybody's operating off their own rules or their own understanding, while any one rule or understanding may not be a concern, collectively we're all doing something different, which means we're not going to experience the level of success that we should be experiencing.
Thank you.
All right, that it?
That is.
Okay.